cards in the elevator. So we got a table from the lounge and we put it in the elevator, set some chairs, and had a case of beer and had a box of a boom box and playing music.
Just going up and down the elevator.
I remember getting like really drunk and then like looking at myself in the mirror after and like why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So and just I felt a lot of guilt. So there was a God consciousness of my sin too, which was a healthy thing.
And the grace and knowledge that he provides.
Got one.
Crowns for Jesus.
What's God been teaching you right now?
Yeah. When did you fall in love, man?
When did I fall in love?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on the podcast.
Sure.
No problem, guys. This is very important podcast. We're going to change lives here. So, what'd you guys read this morning?
This morning I was in Ecclesiastes, actually. 5 through 7 in there.
Vanity.
Vanity.
But it was interesting because that eat, drink, and be merry, how it's frowned upon, like in 1 Corinthians, kind of condemns that kind of mentality. But yeah, Solomon says, hey, it's a good thing if you can eat and drink and enjoy your labor. It's a gift of God. So eat, drink, and be merry.
Eat those ribs.
Eat those ribs. Drink that Celsius.
All is meaningless, so might as well enjoy what you have.
A lot of things are meaningless when he compares them to life, I guess, in general. Like the way things work out. Like you can be rich or poor, but basically you're all going to be in the grave someday, And
he was the wisest man who ever lived. He had the most wisdom in the world. He had the most possessions by our standards.
Yeah, what do you think about him being the most wise man, but not being very wise in some of his actions?
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Do you really think that he's the most wise man?
That's a good thought.
You can have all the right thoughts and might not produce good actions.
But I guess when you add up all his possessions and all the things that he had, he would be easily
$2 trillion.
The wealthiest person comparatively to anyone today. So he was not only the wisest, he was the wealthiest. I mean, he definitely indulged this life to the max. And
lots of wives.
And at the end of the day, Ecclesiastes is kind of that footnote of his life where he's kind of like,
it all comes down to this.
This is what it matters. Fear God, keep the commandments. Boom.
That's what it's about.
You want to live meaningful life? Do these things. Yeah.
So what'd you read?
Oh, I read Jeremiah 2 and 3, which was, talked about the broken cisterns, filled with water. But what's the point? Because they're broken. What are you doing? Meaningless. And then I started Revelation chapter 1. Read Revelation chapter 1. And it just started. I finished the whole chapter. So that's John introducing the book, what's coming, the vision of what he's seeing, and letters to the churches are coming. 7 lamps, stands.
All right, so Dad, tell us a little bit about your testimony and where you were when you found God and when you really started having an intimate relationship with him.
Well, your grandma and grandpa, and they are believers. And so I grew up in a home of Christian parents, and the church I was going to was I wouldn't say gospel-centered when I was growing up. Might have been a little bit more on the, I call liberal side of things. So
juicy.
I mean, it could have been me too, just not understanding or listening or paying attention to. But there were 3 B's that we were always taught. It was believe in Jesus, be baptized, and then be good. And so I believed in Jesus. Yeah, I believe he died for me. Then I was 15, I got baptized. Thought that was the thing to do. And then I tried being good. That didn't work out so good. I couldn't be good. No one's good. So for a lot of years in my teenage years, I kind of struggled with, whether or not I was really saved. And if I was saved, could I lose my salvation? If I went out and partied one night and then, Jesus came back the next morning and I didn't repent, would I go to hell? So I had a lot of fears of not making it to heaven. And when I went away to college, partied a lot the first semester that I was there, and then the second semester is when I really started to get connected with believers and connected with a Bible study and studied the Bible on my own, read it a lot on my own, and I'd say that's when my relationship with God really took off. But I really don't know where I was at before then. If I knew Jesus and I was just a little confused, or maybe I didn't know him at all. I don't know. So it's kind of a little bit short version of my testimony. I won't share all my ride up and down the elevator.
I think you should share it.
The deep end with Lecrae.
Our dorm was 26 floors, and so one night.
Ooh, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
What do you mean?
To college.
Oh, University of Massachusetts in Amherst.
Was Joe Rogan there?
I think you said he went to the other
Jacob
one, didn't
said.
he? Or Jacob said because there's UMass Amherst, which is the big campus, and there's UMass Lowell or Boston, that area. So I don't know if he went to that branch of UMass or not. Or if he
But
was
it would have been at the same time.
if he was on the big campus.
That's what Jake says.
He was like a year after me.
Rogan's classmate.
A year after me, yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, no, I think it was my roommate and another guy down the hall. They're like,
Joe Rogan was his
hey, let's play cards. So by the end of the night, people were coming in, and the place was just packed. I was like crammed in the corner, standing on a chair, and there was probably like 40 people in the elevator by the end of the night.
Man jam.
Cranking, and yeah, that was not a very godly evening, I'll say that. I was had a few of those evenings at college that were not good to.
Not Christ-centered.
Not Christ-centered, not focused on the Word. But what was neat is that God still was like, I was very God conscious at that point, because I can remember getting like really drunk and then like looking at myself in the mirror after and like why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So, and just I felt a lot of guilt. So there was a God consciousness of my sin too, which was a healthy thing, which led me to eventually the Word and find out that there's forgiveness, and once you're in, and you don't have to worry about God kicking you out. And
So when did you decide that, hey, I'm going to become a pastor? I'm going to go this direction with my life, dedicate it to the Lord. I preach the gospel.
Sure.
For Village Missions.
Right. I'd say it was a long process for me. It wasn't like a light bulb moment. So
Your sister says she knew you were going to be a pastor before you did.
yeah, some people may have known that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But so let's see. So after I left UMass, I moved back home, went to college for another year, and then ended up getting married to your mother.
Ooh.
You know her?
We could delve into that story.
You know her?
And
after
then
this.
Deep dive.
so we actually did the junior high youth group together, and then eventually we did the senior high youth group. And so I was just serving in the local church, helping out with the youth, and then I started to teach adult Sunday school, which I really liked a lot, that part of it, just the teaching. And then I think I felt little nudges along the way, like God kind of calling me to that, but I was a little timid, I guess, or wasn't really. I wanted to be certain that this is what God wanted for me. So it took me a long time. So I was 35 by the time I left for New York with Village Mission. So it was a long, I'd say a 12, 13-year process of just serving him and little nudges, I guess, along the way. And then it was actually through a circumstance at work that I think God used where it was just a difficult season. And just a long story of my job. And then he just kind of, I think, just squeezed me into a place where he said, okay, this is where you're going to go. I said, okay, I got you. I got the message now. So I'll go that way. And once I took the step of faith, it was like God just opened doors and provided, because we had to raise a little support as a village missionary. And I didn't want to ask anybody for money. But, that God just provided that. And, so the rest is history, I guess. But.
So, I hear along your journey you met a lady named Helen.
Yes.
So, how'd you meet? And when did you know this is the one?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And did you know this is the one? Because some people, they think you don't really need to find the one. You just need to find someone that you can get along with for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so we knew each other for a long time because she was in the same church. So she was a grade younger. So
you grew up in the same church?
Yeah, I was there from like the age of 4, probably 4 or 5, and then I think it was probably like 2nd or 3rd grade when she started coming. So I was there first.
That's when he noticed.
So, but no, we just kind of knew each other, and I didn't like think that way, like we would be a couple. I actually had another girl. And
spicy.
Well, she knows. She was there.
Oh, we can bring up a name that will make her feather in trouble.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Billy Barnes.
Bobby Barnes. Bobby Barnes.
So I dated a girl from our youth group for like over a year, probably, or something like that. When like 8th grade, 9th grade. But then we went to different schools, so we just kind of ended up splitting up. But then I dated a different girl in high school, and then
dating around.
Real good at that one. That one
wasn't so good.
And I was a Billy Idol dancer with myself, but anyway. So I went away to college, and it was probably after when I got back, from college, and then, I think we grew closer as friends, just serving God together kind of thing, and then it just became more like I felt like she was going to be my wife kind of thing. So it wasn't like a light bulb moment, just kind of slow. Again, we knew each other, and then I think it was, God really, just put that desire there, and she may tell you that she had the desire from me a little earlier. That's not like,
2nd grade.
2nd grade. She's like, he's the one. I don't know. But
she knew.
Just had a little Bobby Barnes season.
But so, and then, been very blessed with your mom, and
me too.
Very grateful. When I look at,
thank you, Mom.
Marriages and relationships and all the strife and struggle, and we've had a pretty easy, I'd say easy in the sense of just our ability to get along and things like that. So somebody calling me?
Somebody's calling me. Hi. Oh, well, he's naked. Okay, have a nice bath. I love you. Have a good night's sleep, okay? All right. Who's this guy?
So, since you've been happily married for a long time, what is one piece of advice, the best piece of advice, you could give to someone who is not married?
yeah, I would say make sure you find someone who loves Jesus more than they love you.
What is one piece? What is one piece of relationship advice to keep your relationship with each other strong? And
Yeah, I'm probably not the best guy to ask for that. I mean, I could do a lot better. I know being a better husband. I mean, obviously it takes work, so never forget that you got to keep working at it. So I think I can get into cruise control mode, sit in my recliner, mom sits in her corner. We just do our own thing. So yeah, I think to keep working at it, and then obviously when if Christ is the center of your relationship, it just makes things that much easier. Because then you're going to always look to what He would want for your lives and marriage and family and everything else, grandkids. And so, yeah, keep Christ at the center of your relationship. Yeah, I'd say keep working at it, which I don't probably do a good job of, but keep working at it, doing things that would show that she's still special, I guess, because it's easy to take things for granted, I think. The older you get, just kind of go through the motions sometimes. I do anyway. She'd have to speak for herself on that one. Have to ask your mother what she would say.
Hot on the lake, eh?
so, Jordan,
Hot on the lake.
conversations at the lake with the fam. So, Jordan, how'd you meet your wife, and when did you know that you were going to marry her?
Oh, well.
She was attractive and she had goals, baby.
Yeah,
That's what I knew.
Goals.
Doesn't go much further than that.
Nope. We met at a Christian camp. Both worked the summer. She worked in the kitchen. I was a counselor, and she either got dared to tell me pickup lines, or she just wanted to tell me pickup lines.
You were telling her pickup lines.
No, I didn't tell her
You were
pickup
like,
lines.
"Are you the only 10 I see?"
No, I never told her one pickup line. She just kept telling me pickup lines, and it bothered her that I wouldn't reply to them. Because most guys would reply to her, But I was like, no, I'm focused on my job, counseling these kids, teaching them Jesus.
You got goals, man.
Showing them this. What?
You got goals, man.
Goals, man.
That's right. And and so that's the summer we met. Then we kind of reconnected after a year or so and got to know her a lot better. And yeah, she's a beautiful woman. And beautiful woman, loves the Lord, and just I don't think we had a few difficult things early on that I had to pray about and she had to pray about, and we worked through them together. And the Lord just made it clear that's the woman for me. Amen.
Nice, man. What's one piece of relationship advice you would give to someone
What was the question?
in a relationship? Relationship.
This question's for me.
Oh, sorry.
Tell the younger generations.
What's one piece of relationship advice?
For the younger generations.
I would say don't look for someone who is a finished product, because you're not a finished product. The woman you marry isn't going to be a finished product. That you're going to love them for who they currently are always, and that's going to change. They're not always going to be their core values should remain the same. Their faith in Christ should never waver. But as far as the ebbs and flows of life, you're going to love them currently always as they are. And so I think among your generation, Jerry, people are playing the game where you date around forever, and if one little thing drives you crazy about someone, then they never end up dating anyone, or never end up getting married, and they just kind of never are satisfied in any relationship romantically, you know what I mean? And so I would just challenge people to look beyond perfection and look, really pray about who you want to marry and who the Lord brings into your life, and really just, seek God before you make your own decisions about who you're going to spend your life with.
That's good, man.
Thanks,
That's
dude.
good.
Thought about that one.
They crucified
How did
my
you
Lord.
meet Bree?
How?
And when did you know that she was the one?
We met talking. That's how.
I was the first one he told, guys.
Was I?
Yeah, man, in
Were you?
Connecticut. Yeah, you were like, dude, I got a girlfriend again.
Again? Oh.
What game we playing?
Had to learn the hard
You
way.
sound like your father.
Yeah, man.
He had some girlfriends.
He
Oh,
was a
boy.
ladies' man.
2 or 3.
I missed the love stories.
Yeah, he was going deep into his college lore.
Whoa. I heard it from Mom's perspective one time. Well, you said again, I was freshman year of college, I was dating somebody. It's not the greatest relationship. It was on and off. And by the end of freshman year, we ended it for good. And that summer, well, basically at that point, I was single and Bree liked me, but I wasn't ready to date again. Like, I needed time for myself to heal.
Yeah, he was so
and
heartbroken,
Give me
guys.
time.
well, I just needed time to work on myself. There was things that I did in that relationship that I didn't want to be that person for the next person either. I needed some time to heal and some time to process, some time to work on myself and grow in my relationship with God. And so I really took that summer away from school, away from all that, and just really did a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching, a lot of reading scripture, and just diving into my relationship with God and who I wanted to be, and the husband I wanted to be, the man that I wanted to be in the next relationship. And so, but she had liked me all throughout this, and I was just not really ready for a relationship in general. And I was also, there were some things that happened in that relationship that made me very cautious to want to put myself out there. I'm already a timid, shy person. I can be, and when it comes to girls, I'm they're a little scary.
That's pretty normal.
Girls are scary.
I'm scared of girls.
And also, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of there's a lot. Anyways, I'm getting off track here.
Back on the rails. Buddy.
So yeah.
When did you fall in love, man?
When did I fall in love? It took us about a year to get on the same page, and it was kind of I think I like her, I think she likes me, but we were never on the same page. It was she liked me when I was kind of maybe flirt with somebody else or trying to talk with other people, and I was trying to I was talking about I was so hurt, and so I needed somebody else to show me they very very outwardly show me hey, you're into me kind of thing. And she wasn't really giving me that. She wasn't giving me that. And so it made it really hard because I could kind of tell sometimes she liked me, but then I would make a move to kind of show, okay, I'm trying to see if you're into me, and I would make a move, and then it was kind of not received well. So it was kind of we were on and off, and
what move did you make?
Like, I go talk to her, and she just kind of like real short with me. Like, she didn't want to like have like long conversation or anything. I'm like, okay, well, that was weird. And then like other times she like tried to talk to me, and I was like, well, last time I tried to talk to you, you weren't really. So it was kind of like, it took us a while to kind of get on the same page. And once we got on the same page, and I realized like, oh, this is somebody who I want to like actually pursue. I like said, all right, I'm gonna pursue her. And our first date went very awkward because she was like, I was like, basically something like, well, we're gonna try this. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, we gotta try this. And she's like, well, you haven't asked me on a date. And I'm like, well, that's a fair point. And I was like, let's go to Leaf and Bean. So she basically had to tell me to take her on a date. And from there, I learned a lot and was like, oh yeah, it's good to take
take the person you love on a date, you know?
There you go.
And she's taught me a lot about being more upfront, like, and just sharing what you want isn't always like bad, and it's good to kind of just verbally process like things. Communication, right? She's really taught me a lot about communication, and I feel like, I don't know. Anyways, that's how we fell in love. It was very not really romantic at all. It was actually kind of the opposite of a romance story. But I think the big takeaway from that year of kind of being on and off was like we were really good friends, and
be friends.
We learned a lot about each other and the way we operate in our personalities, and a lot of that caused clashing because we just didn't quite understand each other. Like, she's very, if you know Bree, she's very intense, she's very upfront, she'll tell you how it is, but she's also very like honest and truthful in a way that's awesome. Well, like, sometimes it's hard to like, sometimes she goes about it in an abrasive way, but generally she's very honest and truthful in a way that she's not trying to be like mean, but like she's just trying to like really tell you like, hey, this is better, and I need to tell you because nobody else is going to tell you. And I really appreciate that about her. But like, I didn't know how to like receive that, and now I know how to receive that. And I've learned to like, if she's out of line and saying it in a way that's not like good, I'm like, you can say that in a more gracious way. Yeah. So, but we learned a lot about each other, and I think it really set a good foundation for our relationship going forward. To be like, these are our natural like tendencies and how they clash, and how we can really call each other out and make each other balanced.
So,
what's one relationship advice? Right.
Yeah,
that's the next
one
question.
piece of it that I was going to delve into.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
When did you know?
This is your podcast. I'm sorry.
When did you know that she was the one that you wanted to marry?
When did I know she was the one I wanted to marry?
Or was there even a point in time?
There was a point in time. I don't know if it was like a very specific point in time, but I mean, honestly, because of that year, it was kind of like I knew from when we started dating, like
the next person that you dated, you weren't going to date them unless you could really see yourself married.
Yeah, like I didn't want to play games.
Didn't want to go through that again.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so basically like we both had the intent of like, if we're gonna date, like we're both intending it to go in the trajectory of marriage. And
that's cool.
Obviously, life circumstances could have happened. She could have moved or something, and it can be harder to stay together and that kind of thing. But yeah, so I would say, yeah, once we like officially started dating, it was kind of like this is the one.
Being a counselor of fathers, as you are now,
I got 0 clients, but
what is the most important piece of advice, or one thing that you've learned that you would share to the younger generations who are not married?
About being a father or about being a husband?
Being a husband.
Being a husband. One generational thing for this current generation, about being a husband.
These young whippersnappers out there.
Yeah,
these young
I would say to these young whippersnappers out here, I really like what Jordan said. That was good. I'm not going to steal that. I think that it kind of goes in line, but I think there's a lot you can
piggyback off that.
Yeah, you can.
That's such a good point. I mean,
like there's a lot you can, like, don't major in the minors, right? Like, and that's what Jordan was basically saying. Like, there's things to this day that can bug me about Bree, but those are also the things that, like, she knows it.
Cut that part out.
There's things about me that annoy Bree, and some of them are like sinful in a way, but other things are just like innocent things that are annoying, right? And it's like, the more that I accept this is the person that I'm choosing to love, the more that it's not actually annoying. It's kind of like funny. Like when I realize, oh, like that's just who she is. Like with some things, like obviously some things it's like, no, I need to call you out on that and call you closer to Christ. But there's just things that like that's not how I would do it. It's like, and I could be annoyed by that. I could be like, that's just funny. Like, I don't know. I just choose to kind of like. There's no point getting all worked up about things that like don't. It's not a sin thing. It's just like I want to do it like that, you know. And it's I could choose to be annoyed, or I could choose to just kind of like laugh it off, be like, that's funny, you know. That kind of be a big advice for, and that goes into just dating too. Like, I don't know, don't major in the minors, and keep the main thing, as a wise man says.
That was some bars, man. There were some bars in there.
I think there's something freeing. Like, I think we can put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be or to do or to whatever. But there's a lot of freedom in knowing that God uses it all. I don't know. I found that very freeing for myself. I could do this, or I could go this way, or I could go this way. And again, it's not like a sin thing. It's like I'm trying to figure out what God's like will is, and there's like 7 options on the table. And even when you're like dating, it's like there's
7 options.
like there's a lot of girls out there, and it can be overwhelming. But like to know that like as you take it day by day,
Who's on The Bachelor?
as you take it day by day, and you just let Christ lead your life, which is what you were saying, Jerry. There's a lot of freedom in recognizing that He will guide and direct your steps, and trusting that and being obedient in those daily decisions. Sometimes they're big decisions, sometimes they're little decisions, and like you could go any which way, but knowing that God uses it, like no matter which decision you choose, like He's going to use it for His good and for His glory, even if it was quote unquote you felt like it was a wrong decision in the moment. Like, I don't know, you know? That making sense?
What you intended for bad, God intended for good.
That's right.
The saving of many lives.
One life at a time.
One life at a time.
That's right.
Yep. I think also like people, especially in the social media age, people like believe there is a perfect complement to them, like a perfect match, 100% match. And then as fallen people, I don't think, you know, like we all have flaws, we all have things that'll bug us about other people and things like that. And so, yeah, I mean, I would say if you're both, first, kind of like what Dad said, his advice, simple but profound. Like, if she loves Jesus more than you love Jesus more than her, like that's core, that's central, major key.
Major
Key.
Yeah, I think we got a game night coming up here soon. Closing remarks, Jerry?
God's got my back.
Final questions?
What's God been teaching you right now?
To try harder. It's not just gonna give you things, man. You gotta work for them. You gotta meet them halfway sometimes.
Not gonna fall on your lap.
Put forth the effort.
And sometimes,
Like a laborer.
sometimes you can mistake laziness for like. Let me think. Let me reword this. I'm cutting that part
You
out.
can mistake laziness for waiting on God.
Oh.
Yeah, you can mistake laziness for waiting on God.
Like some people are just waiting on God for 12 years or whatever.
Like he
But
says,
they're not
I've-
working towards it or something.
I've
Yeah.
learned
That could happen.
I've learned that the Bible says to seek peace and pursue it, right? But seeking peace doesn't mean just sitting around all day doing nothing. Seeking peace is like doing whatever God wants you to do, and when you do what God wants you to do, that brings you peace. So recently, I've learned that when I'm working like really, really hard, that's like when I'm the most at peace. It's when I'm like grinding. It's when I'm at peace. It's not like when I'm just sitting around. Like when I'm sitting around, I'll be like, I could be doing something way more productive right now, and then I'm not at peace.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you shouldn't mistake laziness for waiting on God, and sometimes you got to put in the hard work. Sometimes hard work is necessary. Sometimes there's no revelation without tribulation. Sometimes you got to go through the fire.
Guys starting to preach a little bit here, huh?
Gotta go through the fire. Gotta get forged in the fire. Gotta.
There was another in the fire.
Yeah, really gotta go through the trials sometimes, so that
Count it all joy.
So that you can.
When you face trials.
So that it can make you into the person that He wants you to be. You gotta do hard things.
That's right.
That's right. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you endure trials of various kinds.
Yep. Well, it's like we have our, like sometimes we feel like God's leading us to do something, and we do it, and we had like our vision and our plans and our hopes for the way it should have turned out. I feel like there's something God's been reminding me of this summer, of like, all that matters is you being faithful to God. Like, it's like what you're saying, like, God's calling you to be engaged in your life, not just sit around and do nothing and just be like, oh, I'm gonna have a business and it's just gonna happen. You know, you gotta like pursue it. You gotta like be faithful with God, what God's calling you to do each day. And it might not pan into, or it might not happen as fast as you want it to, or it might not look like the business you originally thought it was going to be, or the idea that you originally had it, but it's like God's responsible for that. That's not like, there's freedom in being like, that's on God. It's like it increases our faith and trust in Him, and it's about what He wants to do through whatever we're called to do. And
yeah, one thing I heard recently was that, you know, we can get so concerned with the impact that we're having, and we can lose sight of what we're supposed to do. Like, God will take care of like the scope of everything that encompasses our lives, but we have to take care of really the depth of what He's called us to do, and not keep digging. I think we can sometimes reach a certain point and be like, well, I think we've grown enough. You can become complacent when, you don't, maybe things around you are like, oh, we're impacting lives, things are going pretty well. When, the deeper you dig, sometimes God makes the scope even bigger, and you're able to reach more people, or maybe you reach a few less, but you have more meaningful impact with the people that He's given you. And so, I think we always need to take care of, like Jerry was saying, working hard, like never stop digging the depths of His Word and searching out what He desires for us.
Well, I think that's a wrap on this episode of Conversations at the Lake.
Hey, we love conversations.
That was a good conversation.
My ankles are destroyed.
Conversations at the lake. Wrapped up. Go to the video and sync it, and
all synced
it's
up.
It's gonna make him make it so much more difficult to make this video. But he loves you guys. He just wants you to have some good content, which this is definitely good content. No doubt about that.
Yes, I love all my subscribers.
He does.
Okay.
By the end of this video, Jerry will be sponsored.
By the end of this video,
Celsius.
One of these people behind me will catch a fish, hopefully.
We're hoping, but not so much luck. Jake has a frog on his thing, so he's going to be catching something big.
It's going to be a great video.
Whoa, Frogger. That's a good cast.
What's one mistake that you've learned from the most?
One mistake. Taking this interview? Should have never done it.
Here's some hard-hitting spiritual questions.
Let's hear it, chat.
Do you think you're walking in your calling right now?
I do.
All right, next question.
It's like a wedding ceremony. So, what do you guys say about that? Jerry might have a fish here.
No, it's seaweed. It's a lot of seaweed.
Yeah, you could have a seaweed fish. I'm telling you, these questions are just kind of lame, man.
Okay, let me say more hard-hitting.
Need some zig and some zag. And a lot of things I obviously didn't understand about my walk with the Lord. And over time, just been growing in the grace and knowledge that he provides.
Got one.
This guy doesn't even care about these questions he's asking.
Get the net. It's a giant. Is that a pike?
A pike on a Cinco?
That's a little pike,
I'm
dude.
not getting the net for that.
Dude, get the net.
That's a tiny pike, man. That's embarrassing.
Nice. You got fish grabbers?
I got fish grabbers.
That's how you do it, guys.
Dude, they got teeth, man. Watch out. My pike that I caught at Black Lake was like 3 or 4 times the size of that. Just saying.
He got himself off in the net.
Weak. You put your finger in its mouth, and it bites your finger out. Look at this guy.
There you go, guys. Look at that.
Look at it.
Pike on a Cinco. I've never seen that before.
Look at it struggling to breathe.
I've never seen a pike on a Cinco. Have you ever seen a pike on a Cinco? Whoa! No! No!
Yo, dude, that pike probably doesn't even have teeth yet. It's so small.
It's got teeth.
We're putting them back.
Catch and release.
Gotta love when the fish unhook.
Catch and release, baby. Catch and release.
All right. Anyhow.
Oh.